Jonathan Van Ness. Do you know him from Queer Eye?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Queen.
Hello.
Mermaid vlogs.
Is it me? Is it Smee you're looking for?
That would make a great meme.
That would be great.
Yes.
Are we recording? Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Hope you find your dad.
Proud to be.
Hey everyone, it's Abby, your everyday mermaid, and this is
Lauren,
my mergal pal, and this is Annie.
Hi, everyone.
Annie, you are best known to our audience, at least, as the River Queen.
Indeed.
Yes.
also proud maker
Of
the
these
best
shirts.
shirt I've ever owned.
Look at these girls. They said they wear these shirts a lot, and I can tell because they're starting to get
A little worn,
a
you
little
know?
worn.
Yes.
And so sometimes they're like, "Oh yeah, I wear this shirt all the time," and then I can look at it and
You
be
can
like,
tell.
"No, you don't.
You're like,
Yeah.
no.
These girls, authentico."
I
Yes.
legitimately wear this all the time. I'm like,
Lauren-
look at my awesome mermaid shirt.
Yeah. Lauren,
And-
that's her color.
I have this.
Okay.
Oh,
so
yes. Show us
I got
the
one
magic.
of these. This goes unicorn or mermaid, but obviously for today,
Yes.
we're going mermaids.
For those of you who are just listening and have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh, it's a flip shirt. It's a
It
flip
is. We're both wearing our River Queen Voyages shirt, which we'll talk about in a minute. But Annie here has this lovely shirt that is what do they call it? Do they call it mermaid?
I think they call them flip shirts.
Flip
It's like the
shirts.
sequin
Okay.
shirts
Sequin
that'll
flip
change.
shirts.
Yeah, the
Yeah, yeah,
ones
yeah.
that
Change
like
colors.
change whenever you move the sequins.
They're
Well,
all the rage with the smalls.
girl. I am all
Oh
about
my
that
gosh!
shirt.
All of my tiny humans in my class have one of those shirts, including
Yeah.
the boys.
I
Because the
know.
boy ones have like the superhero stuff.
Yes.
It'll change.
Oh my gosh!
Which I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Girls couldn't wear like superhero sequin flip shirts.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I just bought my nephew a Captain Marvel one because he was so jealous of my niece, who's
Yes.
also a mini mermaid.
I see.
She and I have the same shirt. We go to Target and buy the same shirts. So she gets a small and I get an extra large in the girls section.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that in the girls section?
Yes, best place to buy shirts of all time.
Well, yeah.
Abby, keep dreaming, honey, because I think her torso is a little bit shorter than yours.
Yeah, it's
Might
just
work.
a struggle. Well, I'm so jealous of you right now because I literally every time I pass the Target girls section, there's like a whole thing of mermaid
They've got
stuff.
it. They've got it down.
Like swimsuits and bags and shoes and
my.
headpieces. Yes, and I'm like, none of this will fit me. And Target, this is your fault.
Target, dear Target, make this for
Dear Target.
ladies' sizes
Well,
too.
I have the same
We will
beef
sell
with
the crap
Disney.
out of it.
Like Disney makes all the cute
Yes.
stuff for the little folk, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I was unaware that because I'm almost 30 years old, I can't buy a costume from you.
What about my inner child?
Yeah.
How is she going to dress herself and feel good?
Well, thankfully we have companies like Box Lunch now and like Loungefly is doing a great job of doing more adult things, princess things.
Yes.
I just, of course, you know how like the ads on Instagram and stuff, of course they know like everything that you're searching and thinking.
Right.
I swiped down like every ad today was like a mermaid wallet or a mermaid shirt, and I'm like, I do not have any money to spend, but these are beautiful, and you know my heart.
Wish list.
Yeah, Box Lunch, and I mean, I think it's getting better for sure for these adults that are living our best lives.
I mean,
mermaid
Hot
lives.
Topic's done it for a long time.
For sure.
But obviously they have like a darker aesthetic.
Right.
Yes.
So Box Lunch is like their
more the
like
happy
more
version.
mellow version because it's the same company. They're run together.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I only found that out because she got a box from Box Lunch, like
Yeah, they
of
sent me
stuff,
some.
and I was looking on it, and it said Box Lunch by Hot Topic. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's also community based. They give like 10% of the sale to a local charity.
Great.
Yep. I love that.
You know what? Hot Topic, they've survived the 80s somehow.
For
That
sure.
is impressive.
That's how they're
impressive.
doing it.
Yeah, I love it. Well, we just keep talking, and we need to talk about you.
Hi. No, that's okay. I'm learning so much about where to find all my new mermaid
Yes,
gear.
girl.
Yes.
We can share all the things.
Yes.
So the way that we met is very interesting.
It is.
I'm trying to remember how it actually came about, but I think it was somehow on social media.
Yes.
Like we followed each. Lauren's
It
wanting
was
to
boyfriend.
talk. Oh, it was boyfriend.
It was
Okay.
boyfriend.
Oh, you know them.
My boyfriend. Yeah. Well, it was kind of a mashup. It was serendipitous in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
So I got a message from boyfriend who, mind you, has probably found us about half the people that we have interviewed
He's
on
the
this
great
pod.
networker.
He is the great networker.
Okay.
So
Thanks, boyfriend.
right?
Yes.
So he messaged me one day and was like, "Have you heard of this company? They're in Nashville." And it was you guys. It was River Queen Voyages. And I was like, "No."
But they have a mermaid in their logo.
I was freaking out. And so I direct messaged it to Abby and I was like, these people, we needs must right now. But you guys commented on one of Abby's posts the same day.
Yeah.
Within the same hour. And I was like, did you reach out to them already?
It was like the universe being like,
You guys need
No
to know
duh.
each other. Yeah. Obvi.
Yeah.
yeah, it is. So somehow we connected on social media, and like, I was like, I don't know how we can work together.
I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now.
And
Here we are.
Yes.
Yes. So
I didn't know about that serendipity moment.
It was weird.
Till right now. I
You
love
know,
that. I love that.
yeah. Isn't that great? I just love it. I love it when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, I think we told Pepper about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
She's
but I
so
was like,
great.
oh, sorry.
Silent your cell phones now.
Because I mean, from our side, we were like, we need to start doing, like, we wanted to start doing events.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just brainstorming. V and Pepper are on my marketing team, and they're great. And we're like, well, what are some things that kind of align with our brand? Pearl Diver came up, and then we're like, what about these mermaids? And then we're like, yeah, we want to know them.
Well, in River Queen Voyages, you guys, your brand is you do kayaking,
Yes.
correct?
So
Yes, tell us about
Yes.
River Queen.
Okay,
Yeah.
so River Queen was born of. So I used to work in the corporate world for a long time, and I got burnt out. And
As we do.
Yes, I've been working since I was like 15. I started waitressing when I was 15, and I worked internationally. I worked like in a couple places in the U.S., and I was like doing a lot of tech startup stuff, and I worked on Music Row, and I worked in the video production industry, and I just burnt out, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I have a house up on the river in Madison, which is a little north of here, and I just like quit without a plan, which is very unlike me. And started
It's
taking
not unlike me in the slightest.
Yeah, I just did it recently.
I do it all the time.
But I took my kayak out, and I was like, why doesn't anybody use this river? Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So I started River Queen the following year, and I traded my heels in Manhattan running around for Chacos living in a van down by the river like Chris Farley.
Love
And
it.
have never been happier.
Oh my gosh.
So we do kayaking on the Cumberland, and the reason I named it River Queen Voyages is two things. Okay. One, that was sort of like we had a river gang of people who went out and like did a bunch of water stuff.
Sounds like if Aladdin took place on a river, they'd be like the street rats.
Yeah.
The river rats are here.
River gang.
We're a peaceful gang, though. We're a peaceful gang. But we go like out to the islands at Percy Priest and go kayaking and go do a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Total like inner child stuff where you're like, oh my God, I forgot that this is exactly what I want to be doing with my life and not sitting at a desk running a space heater in August wearing fingerless gloves because I'm freezing.
Oh my gosh. Do I need to turn the air off?
Oh, no, you're good. But that was just a
so
little
good.
flashback to my old life.
Okay.
So anyway, we all had nicknames in our River Rat gang, and my nickname was the River Queen. So that's where the name of the company came from. And then, are you guys Jenny Lewis fans?
This sounds familiar.
She's a singer-songwriter. She was in Rilo Kiley. Anyway,
Oh,
she...
I love Kylie.
I know, right?
Oh
She's
my
so
God.
great. So Voyages comes from... She had a record out called The Voyager, which... came out right around the time that I quit my job.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I was like, oh my God, I'm going on a voyage. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm jumping off a cliff. So
Oh
that's
my
how
God, this
River
is
Queen
my anthem.
Voyages kind of came to be.
Wow.
And because I didn't want to limit it to kayaking, so now we do scavenger hunts. And, I know.
Lauren.
And you guys.
That's right up your alley.
new thing that we're doing.
Okay.
You guys know all the pedal taverns that are on the streets?
Oh my gosh, are you
Yes,
doing like a
we
kayak
do.
tavern?
It's called a paddle tavern.
A paddle tavern.
Oh
So we're
my
taking
gosh.
everybody off the streets and putting them onto the river.
Love
it's a big
that.
pontoon boat that has the cycle stations.
Yes.
Oh, my whole life just changed.
Oh, good. Oh, good. So that's why it's River Queen Voyages, is because it's water activities.
Yeah, more than just kayaking.
More than just kayaking, but it started with kayaking because kayaks are cheaper to buy than pontoon boats.
So true.
Yes, of course.
Now, what's your
Baby
season?
steps.
Like, what's your season? In the
April
year?
to October.
Okay.
Yep. And which is crazy because it's like sun's out, guns out. You're just
Yes.
like rush, and then winter happens.
Yeah.
And which is kind of nice though because I get to reflect and sort of be like, what worked, what didn't work, and then
Absolutely.
kind of reinvent myself for the next year.
So
Yes,
fun.
definitely.
Yeah. And then I'm also a DJ at Lightning 100.
Yes.
So I get to do that in the off season and do events, and I get to be the River Queen on the radio,
Yes.
which is awesome because then I can kind of like,
That's amazing.
it's branding, guys. It's all branding.
Yes, girl. We are all about that life. Well, I've listened to Lightning 100. I mean, since I moved here 10 years ago, Lightning 100 has been like my jam. So it,
Oh, Live on the Green is like
Yes.
Live on the
was
Green.
one of my favorite things growing up.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so fun.
like in high
So
school, we'd be
fun.
like Live on the Green,
Girl.
Live on the Green.
Yes, that's where I had like one of my first. I think it was whenever. What's the band? Something Horses.
Band of Horses?
Band of Horses. There we
Nice.
go. They were there, and we were there, and that's when I was nannying the twins. Do you remember this story?
Yes.
Yeah, I was nannying twins, and they were like, I don't know, 6 months old.
Oh my God.
But their mom is like super crazy, like amazing, and we like always go see music. Like that's just a thing, and she's a single mom. So anyway, we like bonded over like these festivals and stuff we would go to with the babies. But all I remember is we were there. We had a nice blanket, like we were all chilled out. And this was like I don't know 8 years ago when it wasn't that crazy.
Yeah.
but.
And it was still pretty grassroots.
Yeah, but all I remember is when Band of Horses came up, the people just like came in from everywhere,
Oh, wow.
and so I had to grab the babies, and I had to push people out of the way. I was like, "Babies, move out of the way!
What are you
doing?
More like Stampede of Horses?
Yes,
Yeah.
it totally was.
That's so funny.
Yes,
Sounds intense.
Yeah.
It was a serious thing for sure, and I'm writing a movie about Nashville, and that's
You are?
yes.
Yeah.
The lead is it. I mean, it's a little bit of my life, but it's a bunch of like everyone's lives
Yeah.
here, like since how Nashville has changed from then to now.
Oh, wow, what a good idea.
Yeah, but please don't copyright.
Yeah.
No,
She might cut that.
nobody could get
It's
these
fine.
crazy stories that I have. But anyway, so like that's a
Yeah.
key scene.
Oh,
in the
Live
movie.
on the Green is how I found Here Come the Mummies, which
Oh,
to
yeah.
this
I love
day
them.
is one of my absolute
they're
favorite
so
favorite
good.
things. It's hilarious, and I
So
love the
good.
story behind them too. It's like their identities are like a really closely kept secret.
Yes,
Like
I know
nobody.
who
Yeah.
a couple of them are.
Oh
I will
my
not tell.
gosh.
I've been sworn to secrecy.
She told us she'd have to kill us.
But that's true. That's such an interesting
cool.
thing where it's
I
like,
love it. I love the concept because, of course, I've done like a bunch of Wikipedia research, which means it's true.
Yeah.
And
everything on the internet is true.
Yes,
Yes.
of course, of course.
And one of the things I just love is that there's a theory that it's several Grammy award-winning artists who, according to their like, contracts with their different labels, can't like work together without finagling.
Oh.
So they keep their identities a secret and they cover themselves so that they can play together and basically play what they want and not have to worry about the legality. Of it.
Sure.
Again, don't know if it's true. I don't care. It's a great story.
That is a great.
Do they get paid all in cash for shows then? You know what I mean?
It's
Sort of
Wikipedia.
wonder how-
It didn't
Who
tell.
the heck knows?
There's not a place to ask questions on the Wix.
That's true.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
Well, so how did you get into DJing? Like, how did that happen?
Oh my God, that is such a crazy story. So
We love crazy.
right around when, so I kind of like blew up my life in 2014. I was like, I'm not gonna do this corporate life anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna die behind a computer screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then right around then, I also like got separated, ended up getting divorced, got sober, just
Wow.
really totally did all the things at once. And right around
Yes, you
then,
did.
Lieutenant Dan, who is on Lightning
him.
100, so sweet,
Love
such a lovely man. I got an email from him out of the blue that was like, "Do you want to interview to be a DJ at Lightning 100?" I was like,
What?
Is Ashton Kutcher like at my
Yeah,
front door?
am
Am
I
I
being
being
punked right
punked right now? Like, what's happening?
Lieutenant Dan?
So I replied, I was like, yes, yes.
That would
Like,
be
yes, but I also
Yes.
have questions.
How long is an appropriate time to wait before I answer
Right.
yes? So I just went in there and interviewed, and they were great. And a friend of a friend had recommended me they needed more female DJs.
Sure.
And I didn't know how to push any of the buttons, didn't know how to do any of the things.
That is so funny.
But I just got one toe in the door and just never stopped showing up. I was like, "Hi, it's me.
Yeah.
Hi, me again.
Still here.
Hi, still here. Hi,
Oh
hi.
my gosh.
You guys, you want to give me a shift yet? Give me a shift yet?
That's so
now,
funny.
now, do you want to give me a shift? And so, yeah, and I don't know. They're lovely people. You know, there's a lot of skis balls in the radio industry in Nashville,
for
and
sure.
Lightning 100 does not have any of them. They're wonderful people,
that's good to
and
know.
they're fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just sort of
That's a great story.
Yeah, just sort of learned all the buttons.
Yep.
Anna Lee,
Do what you
who
gotta
is at WMOT now, she was great, taught me how to do everything on there.
awesome.
And, yeah, so now I do live stuff. I do events. I do weekends, bingo. They do Nashville Sunday Night Live, which I'm hosting tonight too.
Oh, yay.
Ooh, fun.
Yay. Yeah, so it's great. It's the best side gig in the world. I kind of pinch myself. I kind of every time I walk in there, I'm like, are they gonna give me the hook today? Be like, man, there's been a big mistake.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I feel that so hard. I don't have a teaching license. I don't have a degree in preschool. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
And I'm still there, and I'm like, where is the camera?
Yeah.
Do they know that I feel like the majority of the
It's
time I don't know
imposter
what I'm
syndrome,
doing?
right?
Yeah.
That's-
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
but I got over that though because it's I feel like I know what I'm doing now. But
Yes.
for
Yeah.
definitely for the first year, I was like, is this?
It's all a lie.
But they're
That's
great,
so
and
great.
I feel so grateful to have that as part of my life too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, as I was headed to a meeting last week, I got in my car and Lightning 100 was on, and literally as soon as I got in my car, it was a female. I can't remember which one it was, but she was like, well, we just had the Treat Yourself, Sunday night thing, and y'all, there were mermaids, and it was a crazy experience. Like, as I was in the car, I was like, that's me, that's me, that's me. But they're, talking about the event that we did, which was so fun.
It was so great.
It was a Pearl Diver who, the guy, Jamie?
Jamie.
He has a house in our neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
And it has awesome wallpaper, just like Pearl Diver does. But, yeah, so it was at Pearl Diver, which for those of you who don't live in Nashville, it's like the perfect place for a mermaid
The
to
most
live.
on brand place for all of us.
I'm obsessed with Pearl Diver. We've been there. I've only been there twice so far, and every time I go, I'm like, this is where I'm meant to be.
Yes, it
Yeah.
feels like home.
Yeah.
It really
does.
does.
We
It
need
really
so
does.
comfortable.
Oh, for sure. And just everything about it is amazing.
It's beautiful.
And they were so great about we walked in, we're like, hey, we want to do this event. We're going to bring a mermaid. We're going to do kayaking and come over after. And they're like, cool.
sweet.
Well,
And
see
we're
you
like,
then.
that's it? They're like, oh, no, we love it. Yeah, come and do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's
sounds
like,
good.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess if you propose bringing a real mermaid to a bar that
usually
has
is.
that kind
Yeah.
of theme, it's
get
a
you
pretty
the door.
easy sell.
They have a
Happy to
drink
help.
that is this shirt color,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's real good.
Yeah, Lauren had one.
So it was, it was
I had
so
a
fun.
couple.
And then it was also so serendipitous because it was the owner Jamie's dad's 50th birthday
Yes.
the day of the
Yes.
event. And they don't normally allow kids,
But
there
there
were what, 10, 15
Yes.
kids there?
Yes.
And oh my God, when Abby came out, y'all, it was like,
I have a glorious picture
oh
of this.
my God. These children, it was like better than, it was like Santa Claus plus the Easter Bunny
Yes.
plus whatever else, Tooth Fairy, like all of the things.
For sure.
my God.
They all kind of like lost their mind a little bit.
This girl
Oh.
would not leave Abby alone.
Yeah.
She just parked it right next to
there's
Abby
a little
for like a
girl
solid
who, like,
half
every
hour.
time I looked over, was just
She's
on
just like,
top
I'm
of
here.
Abby
I'm here
Mermaid.
with the mermaid. Y'all are not taking me away from
And this
her.
is nothing, I have trained for this.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I have been doing birthday parties since 2011 or whatever it was. So, like, this is nothing new. But honestly, I have, it's been a while since I've done a birthday party with, kiddos. Like, not like a meet and greet situation where people are like, here's your turn. Like we're just with kiddos running around, And so it really, like, I was like, oh man, like, I gotta work on my improv again. Like, this is
Get my lines.
I gotta get my lines back.
Yes.
So it took a
So,
little
it was
bit
so
to
cute.
get back in character. But yeah,
She was like, she was sitting on top of you. She crawled over your
yes,
knees. Like,
crawling
she
over
sat
the
on
thing.
the end of your tail. Like, she was in
yeah.
your hair.
She was
so
tickling
funny.
me.
Yeah.
Like, it was just the
Yeah.
best day of
I mean,
her life.
you were a celebrity.
Yes.
You were a straight up celebrity inside there. And it made like Jamie's dad's birthday party so much
he came and took a
fun.
picture, pretended to eat my fin. It was
Oh my gosh,
hilarious.
it was great.
Yeah,
So,
it was-
and they want to do more. They're like, whatever you ever want to do here.
That's awesome.
The answer
Yay!
is
That's
yes.
awesome.
And so
Well,
I was like,
so
okay,
great.
well, great. I thought you did great. The part that I, of course, is like, I didn't realize until you were out there is, of course, you can't walk, right?
Of course.
And,
That's always the thing nobody thinks about.
I was guilty of that myself,
Yes.
where I was like, of course you can't walk, and your sweet, sweet husband Ben like carries you out, but it was like perfect, where all these kids like they were just like,
Yeah, they were like, wait, there's a hold on.
oh my
Yeah.
God. Like the whites of everybody's eyes were just like following you. I mean, it was amazing. It was
Yes.
great. Yes.
Well, and then my husband left the event, and so I was like, crap. There are still children here, so I can't get out of my tail just like here. So
and thanks for doing that, like not ruining the magic.
that's my shtick.
I
don't do
that's
parties.
super important.
Yeah.
I don't do
Super
parties
important.
unless that can be done. And parents
I
will
have
fought me on it.
lain in the bottom of my car so
Yes.
that tiny humans could not see me at a
Yeah.
gig.
Yeah.
Because in my when I was doing it in LA, that was our chariot. It's like I arrived in my chariot and my
Yes.
dragon drove me. And
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So you always have to have someone with you.
No, I didn't mermaid in LA.
She was a
I've been
fairy.
all the magical fairy tale creatures, so I was a fairy in LA.
Okay.
Yeah, which is helpful.
Much
Yes, you
easier
can
to walk.
Yes, much easier to walk. In fact, we fly.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I've legitimately like thrown my whole seat back and just been like, please, dear God,
Yeah,
don't look.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You need like curtains on your
Yeah.
car windows or something like that.
Luckily, they're tinted.
Yeah.
Smart.
But yeah.
Well, the issue, as I was leaving,
yes.
Ben had not. He had gone away. He's a very big Warriors basketball fan. So there was a game,
Yes.
and it's like big, like his finals right now. So he was like, bye. But thankfully,
Bye.
yeah,
Every
love
fish
ya,
for
bye.
themselves.
Yeah. But thankfully, Lauren's boyfriend was there, and so he carried me out this time. But the issue then is, I've been out here. They've seen my face. They've seen my hair. So I can't like just go back in regular clothes because they may not totally recognize me, but they might
You don't
because
wanna run
my
that
hair.
risk.
Yeah,
Pepper
so I had
said
to
you
sneak
slipped out the back.
I had to sneak
and,
out.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I think that worked out.
Yeah.
Worked out great.
So, but good times.
Well, it was so great. My niece and nephew were there too. My
Yes,
niece
they were
Zuri
so
is
sweet.
7. My
So sweet and
nephew's,
polite.
4, Oliver, and they Zuri had like bonked her head at the pool, so they were kind of
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know if they can come. And then I sent one picture of you, and they were like, "We're on our
We'll
way.
see you soon.
10 minutes." It's like, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then
That's so
same thing.
cute.
They walked in, they're like,
Yeah.
It's so
I mean,
funny.
you just did such a great job. I'm
Yeah.
really,
Thanks, girl.
really
I love
so
a good-
we were so pleased.
I love a good starstruck child.
For sure. Oh, they're the
I was
best.
So
Yeah.
great.
There was
I mean, I was starstruck. Like great
Yeah.
for all of our inner children. Too.
Yes.
Yes.
there was an event I did for Abby, and like it was mom, daughter, and their little boy. And the little boy, apparently all day, that's
yeah.
all he talked about. It was all he talked about was he was going to go meet Merida. He was going to go meet Merida at Chick-fil-A. Merida was at Chick-fil-A. That's what they were going to do.
We used to do events at Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
like every week.
Okay.
And I think they were there for a solid hour. That child didn't speak to me at all. he didn't say a word to me in the slightest and just like followed me around.
So sweet.
And then apparently, I think they messaged you after they left.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't shut up.
Yeah,
after they left.
Like, yeah.
So not a word to me at all, but before and afterwards, just
Yeah.
That
So
kind of
sweet.
happened with my nephew Oliver, who's 4. He's got a lot of questions these days.
Sure.
So he was kind of like looking at Abby like,
Sure.
and then afterwards he's like, "Where'd she go? Where's she live?
Back to the ocean.
Where's her tail come from?
I
Does
was
she
born
have
with
real
it."
legs? You know, like a lot of questions of like, this makes no sense to me. I am 4. I have some questions.
I have no concept of this
I love it.
to relate to.
That's what I live for, though, on those questions.
I know.
Yes, I live for that.
That's so
So
great.
great. Well, I mean, yeah, that was so fun to do.
And we're doing more.
Yeah, we're going to do more.
First Sunday of the month. And
Yes.
I think we're going to get a sponsor through Lightning 100.
Perfect.
And I think it's going to be Devil's Backbone, which is a
Yeah.
brewery.
Mhm,
and they want to add another event in September.
Perfect. Ooh, yes.
Which I'm just springing on y'all now, but
Well, yeah.
but yeah,
we're here
so
for it.
I think it'll be great. Pearl Diver's in, we're
Yes,
in, so
yeah.
it's a great symbiotic connection.
Well, here's my only thing. Here's what I need to happen for this to be just like the best thing that has ever happened in Nashville. We need to get Pearl Diver to replace the bar in the back with a tank
Yeah.
so that we can, do this all year round.
Do some swimming.
Do some swimming.
Let me ask you this: have you ever done a mermaid dunk tank?
I have not a dunk tank. Well,
Or how does that?
It
how
might
does
as
that
well
look?
be a dunk tank.
Right.
I've done. It's our friends at Circus Siren have about a 9-foot. It's a circular 9-foot tank.
Okay. How deep is it?
It is 9 by. Like, I don't know. I wasn't able to stand. Let's see. We need to go. Yeah.
Keep talking.
We should ask Randy or Morgana or somebody, but it's big enough to where you can swim in it, But, a lot of people like at Ren fairs and stuff will have like the square ones where you can just kind of lay in it. You can't necessarily like move around. But the one that I love is Circus Sirens because it's circular and you can swim and do like cool tricks and stuff. And so those are like my faves.
Yeah, they're really cool.
And it's very similar to a dunk tank for sure. The way it looks and the size of it all. But Circus Siren actually, I believe like their next big venture it's about the size of not an 18-wheeler, but like smaller, like, like moving truck or something. Like it's the size of like a storage box thing.
Oh, okay.
That you would see on a truck somewhere. But awesome. Yeah, so they go and travel and like do mermaid shows and stuff at festivals and stuff, and they're fantastic. But we have nothing like that in Nashville, and this is me saying,
You know
what can we do?
Putting it out to the universe, though.
Yeah, we need to.
How amazing would that be to like really step it up for one of the next events? And
for sure.
Like that.
Have a tank.
Yeah.
My friend.
Anybody have a tank out there?
Got a tank?
Tell us about your tanks. Hashtag tell us about tank talk.
Tank talk.
Ooh, love that.
Tank talk. Tank talk.
Yep.
Tail time tank talk.
Guys, let us know if you have a tank.
Whatever that is. Yeah, the only like mermaids swimming into something situation is the aquarium restaurant, which our friend Mermaid, Sabrina Rose, is a resident mermaid over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this needs to happen. Why doesn't Nashville have a bar? With
We have all kinds of water.
And bars. Like,
and
I
bars.
just don't understand.
Yes.
Why this is a
we
thing
need
yet.
an
So
underwater
yes,
bar.
put it out there in the universe.
We're gonna make it happen.
For sure. Let's do
make it
it.
happen.
Let's do it.
Hold on to your fins, mermaids. The Everyday Mermaid podcast will be right back.
Metro Merfolk. Y'all the bestest.
Y'all are the bestest. Y'all are so great. Metro Merfolk is one of our awesome sponsors, and we love them so much. Not only because they're awesome merfolk, but they have not only classes and stuff, but like classes for kids and adults, and I mean,
Boot
feel like-
camps
boot
and-
camps, and all that stuff. But I feel like they're very diverse. They're the Metro Merfolk Pod. Y'all should check them out on the Facebook. But
It's one of the biggest pods in the nation, I think.
there's a lot of people in
Yes.
that group, and they're all so diverse and interesting and just so amazing. So y'all can go check out Metro Merfolk. It is they're located in the like DC metropolitan area over there, but they are one of the friends over here at the Everyday Mermaid podcast. Check them out at Metro Merfolk on Facebook and Instagram. Now, this podcast is also sponsored by our friends at I don't know why I have to sing it every time, but I guess
It's a
that's
musical
because
sounding name.
it is. It is. It's I don't know. It's just magical all in itself, really, because they got the mermaid classes. They had the Mermaid Olympics last time. They had the Mermaid Gala. Like, I just can't wait until next year. It's going to be in February of 2020, and y'all can get your tickets at mermagiccon.com.
Guess who's going to be there?
We're going to be there, y'all.
These chicas right
Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, we are. I can't wait.
I'm
I've
gonna
already
hug all their tail fins when I'm there.
It's going to be so great. And we'll be there, and we hope you'll be there too. Get your tickets at mermagiccon.com. This podcast is also sponsored by our friends at Mermaid Fin Fest. Yes. You know who else is going to be at Mermaid Fin Fest?
These chicas right
Right here. And Mermaid Linden.
Yay!
She's going to be there. So we will all be reunited.
I'm
And
going to hug her tail fin and never let it go.
we're going to hug her. So tight, so tight.
We're going to marry the ocean, too.
Oh, yes. So they're having a ceremony where you marry the ocean. It's all about ocean conservation, the Mermaid Fin Fest. So we're super pumped about it. I am like so thrilled. You can go to mermaidfinfest.com to get your tickets. And I would go ahead and just like swim over there now because I'm pretty sure like there's limited space and they're getting close to selling out. So mermaidfinfest.com is where you go for those tickets, and we will see you there, mermaids. Okay.
Should we Jody?
Yeah, so this is a good moment. Annie, I know we chatted about this a little bit, but every episode we have what's called a hashtag Jody moment. And I think that it's about that time in the episode where we do this, and we've got to start it off with our hashtag Jody moment voice box. All right.
Change the light.
Oh, and every time we do the Jody moment, we change the light to a different color because we're fancy like that.
It's importante.
It's muy importante.
Beautiful.
So it is red
beautiful.
like Ariel's hair today.
Yes.
So, Annie,
Yes.
do you have anything for this Jody moment today that you would want to chat about? Or just Little Mermaid in general, you
Yeah.
know?
You know what? I was thinking about this, and Little Mermaid. So I love when those Disney movies came out. Like that was
yeah.
like such Lion King,
That was
Aladdin, Little Mermaid were my favorites. And it's hard to pick a favorite, but I think Little Mermaid's my favorite, of course.
We support that choice.
But what I wanted to say is that I talked about how I like got divorced and got sober all at the same
Yes,
time, and
yes.
like I'm a recovering Catholic because I grew up in a like
Oh.
guilt and shame sort of like
Sure.
Catholic upbringing, and then when I got went through the program, you have to have a higher power.
Okay.
My higher power is a council of mermaids.
What? Oh my gosh.
That's part of why my company is also named River Queen and all of that stuff too.
Did you just get chills up and down your
I
spine?
did. I loved that.
So
so
whenever
much.
I like need to call upon the powers of the universe, it's sort of like it's a council because at the time I needed help from more than one.
Sure,
more than
of
one
course.
being. I had a lot going on.
Yes.
And it's sort of like when I picture it in my head and I'm like, all right, I need some help. What happens is there's like a long table and it's sort of like everyone like plunks. It's underwater, of course.
Of course.
And everyone just kind of like plunks into their chairs and they're like, yes. How can the universe help you?
Oh my gosh.
Council of Nice.
My council of mermaids is my higher power, and so that's how I feel like people like you guys come into my life.
Yeah.
Things like my company doing well,
Sure.
things like these events happening. And I'm just like, if I just kind of call on the power of the mermaids, they always help me. So I don't know if that's directly
gosh.
related to Jody.
It is always, indirectly somehow related to Jody because she's the ultimate mer queen.
She is the mer queen.
in our opinion.
But also, when I think about the council coming in, it's kind of like Ariel and her sisters.
Yes,
Sure,
I was about to
sure.
say. It sounds
So
like
it's sort of like that is
Yes.
the image of
my gosh, I love
everyone
that.
kind of coming in to be like, yes, yes, the power of the universe is with you. What are we going to do today?
Wow.
So that is my Little Mermaid Jody moment.
you sound like an oracle card person.
You do.
Oh,
Do you know anything
girls,
of-
yes.
Have you seen the mermaid oracle cards?
I have not.
We'll have to look for them for you. So
I'll send you the link.
Doreen Virtue is like, talk about queens. She's the queen of oracle cards, and she has a mermaid deck. Wow.
This is thanks to Mermaid Linden because
Yes.
she had it at her house.
We pulled while we were at her house and had an emotional response.
It was
Really?
crazy.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, I bawled my eyeballs out.
We
Really?
we
Full on
both
cried. Yeah.
cried.
Yeah.
It was
Is it like
so
a
crazy.
tarot deck?
Yes, sort of. So basically what happens, like she does have tarot. I have two. So I have a tarot deck of hers, but I also have the oracle card deck. And the oracle cards are meant to be pulled every day. So you just ask a question. So you ask the cards a question. Typically, if you're doing it every day, it's what do I need to know about this day?
Yeah.
What do you need me to know about this day? And then you can just pull one, or you can pull three. And if you pull three, it's like, all right, you.
Mermaid.
You do past, present, future.
Yes.
And so Abby had never done it before. And I do it I don't do it every day, do it pretty sporadically. Like when I'm feeling super lost,
Yeah.
I'll pull them out because they're very uplifting.
And grounding.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're meant to be like, here's something you're not considering right now, and you should. Or
love
they
that.
just kind of help focus your energy a bit.
Yes.
So Abby had never done them before. So she got one. I mean, it was still fairly tame, but like,
Yeah, and
I don't remember
And
what it
I'll
was.
just, I mean, I definitely want us to talk about this whenever we talk more
Yeah.
in depth about our California trip. But yeah, I mean, just like going into, it's just been a very no one knows, but it's been a very difficult time since I've quit my full time job.
Yeah.
I was managing Pilates studios, and I quit, and ever since it has been very difficult. But
Girl, I know.
yeah.
yeah.
It's not all mermaids and unicorns.
It's not, although that's what I would like to be.
Yeah.
But, there's always been something in my heart that I've had to do. And, I quit my job to do this thing. And, it's just been very difficult, very difficult. But then, and even as we were at Disneyland the day before, it was still so heavy on my heart that it was very hard to enjoy Disneyland.
Yeah.
And just, be happy, that's a big thing.
That's a heavy ass heart.
It's a
Yeah.
heavy
When you are at the
heavy
happiest place on earth.
heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anywho, yeah, of course, the card, it was perfectly timed. It just kind of affirmed that, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And, there will be, I wrote it down because it was like an ocean of abundance, is here and with no danger of drying up.
I saw that in your office
Yes.
downstairs.
Yes.
I love that that's what that's from.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
that's beautiful.
Well, she had never pulled before, so it was that was a big deal for her.
Yeah.
And so she pulled first, and that was really affirming. But then I pulled, and my last card that I pulled is not something that I talk about in too many people. She knows what it was, but I didn't expect that card, and it completely threw me. So I think that cemented it for her that this is something that's not to be trifled with.
Yeah.
And then I was just over there oh my God.
Yeah.
I was in tears.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a big deal. It was a big day.
crazy.
So yeah, Oracle cards
And they're beautiful.
They're
They all
gorgeous.
have it's mermaids and dolphins, and they're just really beautiful. And
yeah, because I have a fairy deck and I have an angels deck.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that idea though of pulling a card or 3 cards in the morning to just sort of give you some
Yeah.
focus and
Yeah.
some guidance, and it doesn't have to be life changing every
No.
morning.
Oh, no.
But it's certainly something, and it's great when it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that every day does not have to be that emotional.
Right,
That
right.
was a really crazy
Certainly.
day.
But it's nice to just be like, hey, here's kind of what the universe wants me to be paying attention
And
to.
I've pulled before and just been like, what do you need me to know? I feel lost. And the cards have literally just said, you're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have, it doesn't have to be clear, but just understand that the general direction that you're going is fine.
Yeah.
For you.
Like, how reassuring is
Yes,
that? You know?
exactly.
Like, sometimes you just need someone to tell you, like, it's okay.
You're doing a good job.
You're doing a good job.
sure.
I know.
So yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, so you need to check those out for sure.
I will check those out for sure. Thank you.
Yeah,
You
so
guys have so many hot tips.
girl, we've been in the mermaid space for a hot minute.
The mermaids, yeah.
The mermaids.
We're tuned in.
Yeah. So yeah, we should have some mermaid information.
Yes.
I hope.
Did you get any questions from the Insta? You asked.
Not directly about. Yes, I'll share them with you. But
I mean, I do have some direct questions.
You should
Okay.
do the direct questions if you have them,
Okay.
because you know how our mermaid
There's
fans
only
kind
two
of
of
like
them.
get on a roll about some other things.
Yes.
Heyo.
I know. Okay, this is a good one. So I told my friends that I was going to be interviewing you today, and they were very excited. But one of my friends, so all three of us grew up in Nashville.
Okay.
And what you have to understand from our perspective is that the Cumberland is not a place that you swim. It was never a place that you swam.
Was not a place.
Tell us, because that
Yeah,
was the question, is
do
like, what is
tell.
the state of the Cumberland?
Such a good question. I love that question. So, the state of the Cumberland was not great for a long time. It's an urban river, right? So there were tires, and I mean, way back, like, people would just dump whatever into the river. So that is certainly true. Now,
Mind you, the nickname for it when I was growing up was Scumberland.
Yeah. So now, though, there's an organization called the Cumberland River Compact, which are events. 10% of the proceeds from the events go to the Cumberland River
Amazing.
Compact.
That's amazing.
They are in the Bridge Building downtown. Do you know where that is? It's right by the
beach.
stadium.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a nonprofit, and their entire reason for existence and everything they do is about cleaning up the river.
Wow.
Water testing, water safety, going after and finding people
Yeah.
who are like polluting
Dumping
the
illegally,
river,
yeah.
dumping illegally. And now the Cumberland is safe for recreation, safe to swim, safe to
Wow.
do. It's cleaner than the Harpeth, which
That's
is
amazing.
which is has come a really, really long way. And you're right. For a long time, I mean, there are people who have come up to me and been like, "I will never set a toe in that river," and I'm like, "Okay, well, there's 100 people moving here a day."
Yeah.
You may have to just move into the river.
I mean, like that's and like that's okay. I wouldn't drink the water, but I wouldn't drink any river
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
You know.
We're not on the Alpine.
Yeah, I mean, but it is safe to swim. It is safe for recreation,
Okay.
and it's beautiful. I mean, there's a route that we do that goes all along Shelby Park.
Yeah.
There are deer and horses and
For sure.
beavers and turtles and red and blue herons, and I mean, it's you're all along the park.
That's amazing.
Blue herons, incidentally, are very finicky birds, and they will not nest in unclean waters. So
Oh.
tell your friend
I will.
that one of the markers that the river was clean and safe again was the blue herons
Blue
coming
herons
back.
coming back. That's amazing.
Wow.
That's so
So-
great.
That is good to know.
And again, you know, it's still a city river, right? It's never not going to be a city river.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we do cleanups, and we, give people discounts if they pick up trash. I mean, there's still people who pollute,
Yeah.
like that. There's always going to be. I mean, there's always just going to be people who don't care about
For sure.
their surroundings. But
sure.
part of what my goal is to get. My philosophy is the more people that use it, the more people will take care of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
for
yes,
I love
it
that.
has been traditionally not used and not taken care of.
Yeah.
But the only way you're going to get people to take care of it is to get people to use it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
So that's
that's-
great. Give us the name of that.
The
Cruise.
Cumberland River Compact.
Cumberland River
Okay.
Compact. That's amazing.
CumberlandRiverCompact.org, and they're a wonderful organization, and we love to give back to them through our events. So,
That's awesome.
so I mean, your
Yes.
friend's not wrong,
Yeah.
right? But it is like part of my mission to get people outside and get people on the water, and then if people use it, then they'll take care
Of it. Brilliant.
Love that.
I love that. That's
Oh,
brilliant.
so
It
good.
changed my mind entirely because I was like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
they're kayaking in the Cumberland.
I know.
Sure.
As
Yeah.
I was
But
thinking,
that's all I grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, like, and if you don't know, you just think the same thing.
Right.
People now sell condos using our photos from the river, like with kayaks. They're like, look, you can kayak on the river. Buy a $1 million condo.
Sure.
That's amazing.
So
Okay.
I think that, I'm not denying the history of
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cumberland. Certainly that's true. And it's come a long way.
Yeah.
And the
And
more
if
we
you-
use it, the better it'll be.
Yeah, and if you denied the history of the Cumberland, you'd never see how far it's come.
Exactly.
So there's no point in that. Excellent.
Love
That's
that.
fabulous. So the other question, yes, okay. So my other friend, she just told us today that she's booked a trip to Belize.
Unbelievable. Have you been?
Unbelievable.
Oh my
I
God,
have not.
Belize is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's great.
So, and it's through this really awesome company. I think it's called like Exploration Chicks or
Okay.
something like that. But it's literally just a travel company for women.
Great.
Yeah. So it's just
Ooh.
adventuring women that find, and they do package deals. They have like easy, medium, and hard
Awesome.
things that you can do. So
What?
she's going to Belize with like a bunch of women she doesn't know.
That's the coolest thing I've ever
Fabulous.
heard.
Great.
So what she's a little bit worried about is that they do have a kayaking part of the trip.
Yes.
Do you guys have like kayaking classes or anything that you?
That is such a good question. So the Cumberland River is a Class 1 flatwater river, which
Okay.
means there's no rocks, no strainers, no rapids, no other directions. It paddles more like a lake than a river.
Okay.
So it's wide enough for everybody. Every time I go down there and I do we do a safety talk and we
Yep.
do a kayaking 101 for everybody, even
Okay.
if they've been kayaking since they were like 3. Yeah, I mean that's part of what we do. But the river is super. It's really easy to paddle, and
Okay.
it's really safe to do. But let's say every time I go down there and do a group, at least one person raises their hand as their maiden voyage.
Yeah.
So and they've never been in a kayak before.
Yeah.
So. I mean, we do a quick 101, show them how to use the boat, show them how to use the paddle, tell them about the river, like here's what you're going to see, and here's how long you're going to be, and here's some landmarkers, and here's when you know when to get out. And we have guided trips, but
Okay.
most people want to go by themselves. I the first year I had everyone guided just because no one had ever done it before, and I
Right.
was like,
Yeah.
we're gonna have someone out with you because I don't know how
Right.
this is gonna go.
Yeah.
But then eventually it became everybody just wanted to go by themselves, and so we have a whole kayaking 101, and we have a safety talk.
Okay.
And mostly, if people fall out, it's at the boat ramp when it's slippery. And I should have a blooper reel of how many times I've fallen. Like I should be on America's Funniest Home Videos for how many times I've like pushed people out and just like busted my shit on the boat ramp.
Yeah,
But otherwise, once you get in the boat, it's really easy and really safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah.
I will tell
You guys need to come out and do
Oh,
that.
I'm
I know.
definitely doing it.
We
Yeah.
definitely we've had like plans to do it, and then just things.
The
come
Girls
up.
Gone Mild, y'all know them too, right?
Yes, we met them at the event.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or they came and took a picture with me or
Yes.
something. But
Oh, they're
we're-
great. They're going on the 30th, so y'all should come. We can do a whole.
It's our mermaid meetup day.
Oh, mermaid meetup day.
I know.
And it's the first one Lauren's been able to go to. So,
Yeah.
Well,
it's
there
our-
will be plenty of kayaking trips.
yes.
Yes. Well, and what we should do now that we have the Nashville Mermaid Pod, we should just have the pod out.
Yes.
Yes,
And
that's
just
such a
make
good
that,
idea.
Make that a fun thing.
Yes, 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 yes.
My
yes.
birthday's still at July 27th.
Oh, perfect. Well,
That's
they.
my niece Zuri's birthday too.
Oh my
It's a great day.
I can tell you're a Leo.
I know.
Yes, yes, yes. I might have guessed that.
Yes.
I'm also a 7.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like all the sunshine. Right? So my planet's the sun. My element's fire. Like I do all things.
Ready.
Like I am here.
I burn bright.
Yes, very
Yes.
bright. So,
Which is
that
great.
can be fun.
Which
Oh,
is
yes.
a great thing to
Yes,
be. Yes.
for sure.
Because it's a Saturday.
Oh, yes,
27th
perfect.
is a Saturday.
Well,
Yeah.
the pod wanted to do like a slumber party and watch all the mermaid movies in order.
That's adorable.
So we could go kayaking and then like just come to the house and watch the mermaid
What are all the
movies.
mermaid movies in order?
So like Little Mermaid 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So we should just plan on it.
What are your other favorite movies?
Well, everyone, there are iconic movies, and the biggest one I feel like that's not The Little Mermaid is Splash.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not we'd like just love that movie, I don't know. But that's like, iconic movie. I will tell you, as far as mermaid movies are concerned, I don't know that, other than The Little Mermaid. I mean, what you got, Lauren? Because
I was going for you. Or is it Barbie?
yeah, honestly, I am obsessed.
Barbie movie mermaid. Blah, blah, blah. Just say it. Just do it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
the Mermaid Barbie movies. But
Thank you.
I'm obsessed with Barbie movies just in general. They're fantastic, and the music is great. And it's a sad, sad day that their animators can't get a promotion or whatever it is because
really?
they're fantastic.
Okay.
But I will say that there is a need for mermaids in the movies, and they're coming out with a live action Little Mermaid.
How do we feel about that?
I mean,
We don't have much to work off of.
we
yet.
don't.
Yeah.
We-
They just
we
did
have-
live action
Aladdin.
Have y'all seen that?
Twice.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Oh, it was very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, we
we
loved
saw it at the Chinese theater in LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Did you see it?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
very cute. It's fun. Costumes are fantastic. Dancing is fantastic. Will Smith is actually very pleasant as the genie.
Great.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's good.
It is not. It's not hours ill spent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watching that movie.
Great.
It's quite
Because
fun.
and honestly, I'll say as far as the Disney live action is concerned, I feel like it's Cinderella was great, but there was no singing. I'm like, excuse me. Beauty and the Beast, bad. But Aladdin was pretty great.
Aladdin's pretty good. I'm so sad.
Bad.
Cinderella is probably still my favorite though of all the live actions that they've done. That movie is
just
literally just
magical.
in my life to make me feel like a better person. Like I can be a better person
I love that.
because of that movie.
I love
Have
that.
courage and be kind.
Indeed.
Can I ask you ladies a question?
Please do.
About like where do you land on some of the messages for younger girls in those kind of movies?
Do we have 40
Annie.
minutes? This is
We're
my
very
topic.
passionate
This
about
is my
this.
this is my PowerPoint
Yes.
topic
Go.
on Disney princesses.
I mean, I don't know if you've hit this topic before, but I was curious.
Don't care.
about that.
It's
Speed round.
It's always worth saying again. So here's my deal with Disney princesses. Don't get me wrong. There are pros and cons to both. My biggest, like some of my bigger cons, like they're incredibly unrealistic. It's quite whitewashed. There's very little diversity within the realm of all of it. It's unattainable goals for people. The biggest pro I have for them is not only are they kind to other people, they are kind to themselves.
Interesting.
Which I don't think can be said enough because, like Rapunzel is a great example. Her mother spends the entire first part of the movie telling her what a worthless individual that she is, that her body's not right, that her brain's not right, that everything about her is flawed.
Right.
And yet she still finds it within herself to be like a worthwhile person. Like she deserves to have this life and she deserves to meet these people. And even though it scares her, it's something she has to at least try.
Right.
And
And that's a good message.
yeah, and that's a great message.
Yeah.
So it's like there is a line, and that's where, like educating children comes into it too. But like understand that some of the aspects of this, it's never going to be something that you can do or be, you're just not going to be built that way, or you're just not going to have those kinds of opportunities, but you have to try.
I like that angle. I've had to with my niece Zuri, she's 7. With a lot of the Disney things, I have had to tell her like witches aren't always bad. Mm-hmm. Like it's possible to be a good witch.
Sure.
And I think those messages, thematically, like there's like some very problematic mother figures always with the Disney thing, and like they're mother figures tend to be like evil and villainous, and so that's interesting too.
Yeah, I think I was just reading Jody Benson's opinion on how people, because a few celebrities had come out saying that they wouldn't let their kids watch The Little Mermaid because of, this. And they're claiming the feminist movement, but I don't know. But she responded and she was like, it's your choice. Like, if you don't want your kids to watch this, that's fine. But, like, she also said, she was like, these actresses have been in movies that I certainly wouldn't let my kids watch, just in general. So whatever. But, she said that, with Ariel, at least, granted, we can't support selling our souls essentially for a guy. We can't support that. But, you know, she stood up for what she wanted. And, you know, the part of your world song is like the I want, like, I can be more than this, you know, like, you know, chasing after a dream and seeing it through, like, whether or not we support the process. And, you know, this was a story that was written 5,000 years ago.
Well, right.
You know?
Exactly. Isn't it
like,
Hans Christian
Andersen. And
story.
it ended
Quite dark,
terribly
yes.
in
Quite
the
dark.
real story. So I'm like, we gotta, you know, and I don't know. I feel like this is true for a lot of films, and it's really our responsibility to educate our kids, you know, like we can't take movies for like face value. Like we can't like take them seriously. You know, we have to understand that there's like reality and then Hollywood. Like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, because if kids never are given the ability to figure out for themselves what's true and what's untrue, like how do they learn?
Right.
Yes.
What choices can they make in the future? If they're going into like teenagerhood or young adulthood and all of their opinions have been created for them by that direction, then they can't, where can they discover the separation between like reality and fantasy and blend it together to kind of create their own too. So for me, it's also kind of, I don't want to get like, I don't know. It's just unfair to me to deny them entirely that part, because there's so much artistry that goes into those movies too.
It molded me like as a human.
And it's like, you know, where do we get our vocal cords otherwise?
Right.
I grew up singing those songs and watching those movies too. And so it's like, that's just part of who I am. And I love that part. And it brings me joy.
Yes.
And to deny someone that just because you don't like it.
Or you're afraid they're going to take it like so
Literally.
You know, because I mean, growing up, I did not know half the stuff that actually went on in these movies. I was just concerned about Ariel's hair, quite honestly.
Yeah.
And so, like, growing up and now watching the films back as an adult, I'm like, whoa, like, excuse me, no, honey child, what are you doing? So, I don't know.
I like that topic of joy, though. That's I think that's interesting because that's important, right? Like that's what we're all kind of chasing in a way, right? And so why deny someone that joy if that can exist, right? I mean, that's I was just talking about this with the Pedal Tavern guys about like that's another reason River Queen exists. It's like it's inner child thing,
Totally.
where it's like that's why I started this company.
Yeah.
It's like I just want to make something where people can go have fun.
Yep.
And so there's some overlap with that with the mermaid stuff too, where it's just like this is just there's nothing but like this is just a joyful, fun thing. Like this is something where we're creating and bringing joy to people.
Yep.
And so I think that's also an overlap in like what we do, where
For
it's
sure.
like life is hard enough.
Yeah. For
know?
real.
Yeah.
For real.
It's really hard. So if we can create these little pockets of joy, whether it's through like a Disney movie or like you dressing up and like having these children just be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Or just like, hey, there's a place where you can go and like kayak on the river right downtown and be on the water in half an hour.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's kind of the if I'm thinking about it, that's kind of like the underlying connective tissue with us, where it's like we're just trying to create some joy in the world.
For sure.
What's on your mer schedules this summer?
Well, we are super excited because we're going to be traveling to Terrell, Texas for Mermaid Fin Fest.
And it's
this?
ocean conservation
Yes,
this
ocean conservation.
year.
Yeah, and Mermaid Linden, who we just met in Los Angeles while we're there, she'll be there too.
I have a feeling the two of you would be
y'all would get
really, really
along.
good friends.
Oh, great.
That would be really good friends. But it's going to be like a weekend thing. Lots of like mermaid stuff, but also very much ocean conservation. centered. So
Is Sarah Clinton going to that too? I think she was talking about that at the event.
I mean, she can hop in the car with us if she wants. I don't
She
know.
was talking about an event where she bought like some fish mermaid tails for kids.
Oh,
and
that
stuff
was
like
at that was at the Mermaids and Margaritas Festival.
Different festival. I
yeah.
need to get on this festival train now.
So yeah, and I mean that's
Set
like
up
the
a
goal.
booth. Yeah.
That's the goal, is that we can that's what we can do, is just tour and go to these things and live podcast at the festivals and stuff.
Great.
So that's on the agenda.
Very exciting.
But I'll be going like to and from Florida a bit, doing some things. But I mean, we're just here podcasting and
Yes.
swimming, and with the Nashville Mermaid Pod.
How many people are in the pod?
Oh, well, it just started in May, and I think now we're up to like 38 members.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Not
So-
all of them can come to like the pod meetings and stuff, but we're
Yeah.
all on a group.
So you're saying there are 38 mermaids,
Merpeople.
merpeople. Sorry, merpeople. These
Yes.
are men and
Merfolk.
women.
There are men
Yeah.
and women,
Merfolk
yeah. Mhm.
in Nashville.
So far.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
and
fantastic.
yeah, and I mean, it's just gonna grow. Like we've only been here for a couple months as an official pod, and people just keep popping up.
yeah.
So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I saw a picture on Instagram and there were like 12, and I was like, I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Oh
very
yes.
exciting.
There's a
Very
lot.
exciting.
There's a lot of us, but there have been like a few OG mermaids in the area. Music City Mermaid, Bonnie Lavender. She's very well known, at least to me. But she's pretty busy with parties and stuff in the area. And then Mermaid Sabrina Rose does parties, and she's in the aquarium. But the Nashville, there are mermaids here, and the great thing about Nashville is
exciting.
there's so many areas around Nashville, so we can all kind of meet up
Yes.
here. Yeah. So,
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll send out a mer blast.
Yes.
If they want to come to the next event. Which, by the way, if anybody's interested in coming, first
Yes.
Sunday of the month at Pearl Diver.
Yes.
For the next 3 months. So that'll be July 7th, August 4th, and then I think September. Oh, it's the second. It's the second Sunday in September because of Labor Day.
Right.
Yes.
And we would be in Terrell, Texas that
Texas
weekend anyway.
That's right.
So it'll be, hang on, I
I
can
don't know if it's the 8th or something.
July, September 7th is the first Saturday. So
First Sunday.
First Sunday, so, yes, so
that'll
the
be
8th.
Yeah.
So y'all come out.
Yes, come check it out. It was so fun. And this has just been a pleasure, just getting
thank
to
you
know
so
you.
much.
Thank you guys
And-
so much. Oh my gosh, mer people.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
glad we found you.
Yes.
shirts.
Right?
Yay!
These shirts are so cool.
The shirts are for sale on our website too,
Yes. Where-
rqvoyages.com.
Okay.
And come kayaking, come
Yeah.
scavenger hunting,
Yes.
come paddle taverning.
And where can they find you on the social medias?
At River Queen Voyages.
Great.
Or at Annie Klaver, which is ANNIEKLAV like Victor ER.
Perfect. We'll have that linked in the description as well. And just so everyone knows, we have to say thank you to our sponsors for this awesome podcast. We got mics and guests and stuff, and we can't do it without you guys.
So true.
And that would be MerMagicCon. Yay! Yes, it is. And they are February 2020. It's going to happen. This is the second year for MerMagicCon. They got mermaid classes, mermaid photo shoots. We got a big mermaid gala. It's going to be huge.
I want to go to that.
It's
Oh, you should
in
go.
Manassas, Virginia.
Yes, in Virginia.
It's not terribly far from here.
No, I mean, it was, I think, maybe like an 8-hour drive from here. So we can all
I have
just...
some 15-passenger vans, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Let's
The
do
Nashville
it.
Mers are gonna travel.
Yes. Okay, well,
Mer
we'll see you
Caravan.
there.
Yes.
And then we're also sponsored by Metro Merfolk, who are also in the DC metropolitan area up there. We love Metro Merfolk. It is full of, I mean, it's the largest pod that we know of. And they got mermaid classes, mermaid boot camp, anything you can think of for kids and adults. We love Metro Merfolk. You can check them out at Metro Merfolk on Facebook and Instagram. And of course, we are sponsored by Mermaid Fin Fest, which we're obsessed with, clearly. So thank you for sponsoring us. And we also need to give a shout out to our Patreon family. We are now on Patreon.
Oh, that's awesome. Patreon's great.
This is huge for us because Abby quit her full-time job to do this, friends.
Yeah, she did.
So if you want to check out the pod, we are at patreon.com/everydaymermaid. You can choose $5, $10, $20, $50, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
It can be per creation or per month. If you just want to do $5 a month, we would love that. That helps us be able to create awesome content and have awesome guests like Annie on the podcast.
Yes,
I'm
do
gonna
it. Sign up.
Yes.
Patreon is great. It's a great way to support artists, and it's very affordable.
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely.
It's a great way to do it.
I have to do my own plug because one of the sponsors that I just found out through your story is my aunt
What?
in Colorado, KN Moore.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's my aunt. So
Thanks,
So
Aunt.
she sponsored us on Patreon, and so I have to plug her book because she's an author, and
Oh my
I'm super
gosh.
proud of her.
Cool.
So her first book is called Kyrene Chronicles of Kalan, and it's available on Amazon.
Awesome.
Oh, my
Yes.
mermaid.
And her name is Nikki Moore, NIKKIMOORE.
Thanks,
Yes.
Nikki.
Thank you, Nikki.
That's
wow.
great.
Aunt Nikki.
I know.
Love that. Love that. Yes, thank you for supporting us. And thank you to everyone for listening. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow us at Everyday Mermaid Podcast. And I guess we will.
See you on the flip side.
Bye, mermaids.
Bye.